to the Better Man Podcast with Ivan and Suman. This podcast is all about how to be an optimal, conscious male in today's society. Join Ivan and Suman as they go deep into the rabbit hole of personal growth, mindset, social dynamics, and spirituality. Are you ready to be a better man?
Better motherfucking podcast for the better fucking men of the better fucking world that we better fucking step into. What's good?
Is it recording?
Is it
recording or not? Because I don't.
It's it's morning for somebody, you know?
No. Oh, it is recording. Okay, I didn't see the recording button.
Oh,
okay.
It's a recording. Yes, it's recording. I thought you were saying it's at the morning.
Yeah.
Like, it's the morning, you know?
All right. Welcome back, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, we're talking about like why being a tough man is a good thing and
Required.
how men can use their toughness in a healthy way. Yeah.
Dude, like, I made a post yesterday and I was like, man, y'all homies, y'all gotta stop being so feminine. Y'all gotta stop being nice to everyone, right?
Agreeable, yeah.
Now, I didn't say don't love everyone, but I did say don't be nice to everyone. They don't deserve. Not everyone deserves that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man. I like the word nice comes from the word idiot. That's what I'm reminded of at first.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's the etymology.
Is it French?
So I think so. I'm not too sure. I think it's medieval English or something. But yeah, Nice is a place in France, if that's what you're wondering. But yeah, nice. The etymology of the word means like silly or like just stupid or like idiotic. So from there, I don't know how it became a positive word, but that's so interesting, right? Because we often use that word and there's something like disingenuous about niceness. Like it's good to be kind, but is it good to be nice? You know what I mean? It's like, it feels like one of those words that's often taken out of context. Yeah.
Bruh. Because I think if men were able to step more into their masculine, it would allow women to step into their feminine. Right?
Right.
And
yeah, it's the soil, yeah.
What is one of the things that maybe you might know? I mean, this is just too big of a question to ask, but do you know what is the thing that holds society together? It's like a glue of society.
I mean, what's coming up for me is like, you know, having some kind of principles, values, or structure, like some kind of moral value, like. Am I on the right track?
I was gonna say families.
Yes, for sure, man. And the family structure and system is changing, right?
It's abolishing. It's disappearing. It's vanishing. You know.
Yeah.
People have like kids here, and then the parents are not together. Then mom dates.
Yeah, single moms and stuff. Yeah.
Mom's trying to date guys and shit. Guys over, and they're abusive to the children.
So like this is one thing that I've always like pondered. It's like this idea of toxic masculinity. Like I think one way to get rid of actual toxic masculinity is better masculinity. It's not to stop being a man, it's to be more manly, actually. You know what I mean? Like people think it's backwards, that you have to stop being masculine or be more like the other gender in order for you to, you know, stop the toxicity. But it's actually the guys who are more, in their feminine nature, who feel that they're actually forced or pushed by the other gender to be more effeminate. They feel much more shame and guilt associated with that, right? And so then that's where the toxic behaviors start. That's where, when you're really messing with your own biology. Like, of course, like, I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. It's like how to use the masculinity in a good way, because like greed, like greed is a bad thing, but the same greed that men have can build economies. You know what I mean? Or like certain men take stupid risks, but it's the same energy that gets them to take heroic risks and save lives.
The idea of like risk, yeah,
Risk taker, yeah.
risk versus reward ratio.
Right.
The more risk something, the higher the reward most of the time. That
depends what it
most
is,
of the time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the primal things that if you do this, you'll trigger a woman to be attracted to you.
Yeah. But you got to be successful at it.
yeah. If you're successful at it, you're good. Right.
It's also flow trigger.
Flow triggers, don't know what that means.
so there's certain triggers that get you much more in the flow, risk being one of them. So if you were doing something more risky, you're more likely to focus on something more, right?
That's
like,
so
let's say you're rock climbing, you have a chance of falling off, you're more in flow. You know what I mean?
We're on top of a roof, right? Or the roof's not there yet. We're building. We're gonna put the roof on top of the roof, kind of thing, right? So it's already built, right? I don't know. Just imagine like.
Are you eating dark chocolate right now?
No, I'm eating cracked black pepper beef jerky with no added hormones, no
I was way off.
antibiotics, and no added nitrates and no nitrates except for those naturally occurring in the sea salt and celery powder.
Sea salt is hella good, yeah. Nice.
So
yeah, you were saying you're making a roof on top of a roof, or you're building the structure of the roof?
Yeah. The structure is already made. Like it's
okay.
Like, imagine like a really long triangle, right? And we have to pick it up, right? And we have to sit on top where the roof is gonna be, and we'll pull it up, right? And then we have to walk on a 2x4, which is 3.5 inches, right? Something like this big, right? Something more like this. And you have to walk with it, right? You're carrying it. You have to walk on that, right? And so that I wouldn't fall, I imagined that I had wings, and the wings were pulling me up, right? But I was definitely in flow because I was like, I don't want to fucking die, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to fall. For sure, man. Yeah, being a successful risk taker is a really important thing, and a lot of us we let fear control that part of us, right? When we're taking a risk, it's often like that amygdala that gets activated, and so it's really about, what's really good for the amygdala if you have fear is gratitude. Like, there's been a lot of studies that have shown, like, if you're grateful, you don't have that much fear because you know what you got, in a sense.
I've also found out, like, when people have analysis paralysis, it's obviously fear, right? But how do you get rid of it? It's like, you can also say approach anxiety, right? How do you get rid of it? Is the number one way to get rid of it. Just take action. Any kind of action. Just take action, right?
Yeah.
Just do it. Like,
you have to stop the mind chatter. Yeah, I found a way to reframe approach anxiety. Like, first of all, like, I now think of it as approach preparedness. It's like the anxiety is a part of it. Of course, you're gonna get scared, but the moment I say it's anxiety, I get much more trapped. So I just change the wording. And then secondly, I think of it like I'm not approaching her, she's entering my reality. You get what I'm saying? So like
I guess.
I'm not I'm not approaching her, like let's say I'm walking past her and like I'm observing something
Mm-hmm.
about her rather than approach, which is like, in tribal days, if you were to approach somebody from another tribe, you immediately have like this threat, right? Someone is
Yeah.
approaching me.
Yeah. Um, but I personally think that that's like a good place to start if you're like hella nervous or whatever. But once you're like you've already got used to like doing that risk. It's a risk, right? You risk emotional
Yeah,
riches.
artists take emotional risks, yeah, whereas athletes don't. Or they can, but it's not as physical. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You're basically like the idea of approach is like more masculine, right? Because it's like I'm
Yeah.
taking the initiative, I'm taking the action, I'm going in the direction of what it is that I want, right? And
Yeah.
and like it's one of the most alpha things that a man can do because he's saying this is this is what I want, and I'm not gonna pretend that I don't want it. I'm not gonna lie to you about what it is that I want, right? Um, and most guys they usually pick girls from social circle, from girls that they met from school, girls friends groups and stuff like that, work. Um, and that's nice. That's typically how most girls pick the man that they're with.
Yeah.
Right. But if you can approach a girl wherever she is, anywhere you are, that's like you're picking from the pool. You're picking. It's your choice, right? If she likes you, she don't.
Right.
Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you go after what it is you wanted? Right. That's what's more important, and that's what it means to be tough for me. Is understanding that it's not gonna go your way all the time. Understanding that if you have something to say, something to do, there's gonna be opposition all the time. I mean, honestly, I have a shit ton of critics. I do have a lot of critics. People messaging me shit like and commenting and stuff, and it's like okay, am I doing something wrong? Actually, right? Then I start to ask myself, am I doing something wrong? No, because there's more people cheering me on than there are people not cheering me on. There's more people that are being affected positively than those who think they're being affected negatively. They're not even interacting with me, right? They're just seeing some sort of snapshot of my life, right? And they're like, oh,
Exactly.
bad guy.
Oh wait, he's speaking his truth. Let's not let him.
Oh my gosh, he's a masculine person. He's very polarizing, and he's saying a bunch of things that are so not politically correct. Fuck your political correctness. You get that?
Straight up. Yeah. It's a dis-ease of society. A dis-ease.
It's a dis-ease double T in the morning.
But yeah, man, I like what you said there. I also think it's a bit of a paradox, because it's like you want to approach, but you don't want to chase. Right? This is what guys got to get. When it starts to appear like you're chasing, then you start to lose the value, right? But when you're attracting, when you're being the magnet, and when you have girls, because sometimes nowadays when I'm really working on myself, I notice I have girls hitting me up, and being like,
for sure, bro.
Giving me more attention and shit, and so also like as I'm getting my book and stuff out there, it's like more of that clout, so it's like people are more approaching of me in a sense. So yeah, it's kind of like it's nice to finally have that like frame shift in a sense, or the flipping of the script, because I would always be the one, who's like, I felt like she wasn't in my league, but it's not even in the league. Like we often think that somebody else is not in our league, but who invented this league nonsense? You know what I mean? It's basically sexual market value and looks. Like that's what we mainly judge people on, right? Is like initial standpoint looks and whether they have health indicators that can, you know, help us generate a child together in a sense, you know. It's primarily it. So yeah, man, I think that as men, we have to be almost like the peacock in a sense where we do our own thing at the best level that we can. And that by itself is going to put all the pheromones out there in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It'll make people want to step into your reality.
Right.
And how do you do that? By being solid, right? You got to be solid in your attempt, in your approach. It's not just about going for it, but it's about actually winning, right? We want to win.
Yeah.
You should want to win. You should want to be rich. You should want to have financial freedom, right? You should want to be strong. You should want to be masculine. You should want to be attractive to women. It's like the more women that are attracted to you, it just shows that you're like a better human being in a way. You're better at being a human, I would say.
Yeah.
You're at winning.
Better gene replication values too, because like imagine like we are the future ancestors, right? Like we are the ancestors of today in a sense. So imagine like if we were like, I always imagine like this idea of if I were to have a daughter, or you know, what would she think of me right now? You know, like I know I've probably mentioned this before, but it's like I think of my values as a dad, like, or as a future provider, or a all three: provider, protector, lover, right? You can't be missing one of those. If you start missing on one of those areas, it starts to kind of skew you away. Because I know a lot of narcissists, like they have awesome lives, they have a lot of money, right? But then they're missing out on the relationship aspect because of that area of empathy or compassion, right? So it's like you got to have a sense of integration, you know. You want to have lots of money and still be hella spiritual, right? You want to have lots of what do I say, you want to be jacked, but at the same time you want to, like, you know, pet a soft kitty. You know what I mean? So it's like go all out in all areas. Don't limit yourself to just money or just fast cars or something, you know.
In a way, that's really what it's about. It's about being like a beast that animals are attracted to.
Straight up. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's like it is.
We got to learn from nature. Yeah.
Where your woman knows that you're unfuckable. Like people aren't like gonna fuck with you. They're not gonna like.
You mean unfuckwittable, not like unfuckable. Unfuckable would be like, I don't want to fuck you.
No, yeah, but I mean like you can't.
I get what you mean.
You can't.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know? But then when you're around her, you're soft, and you're like gentle, right? And you're not like.
Yes, I've been thinking about this a lot, man. It's like this idea of you want to be dangerous, but not to her. You know what I mean? You want to be dangerous, like, in a sense, that's why women, you know, they might be attracted to a guy who's in jail or a criminal in a certain sense, right? Because they have all of these traits, but they haven't stolen from her, or they haven't, you know, keyed her car. It's like, you know what I mean? They're showing vulnerability to her, whereas he's a dangerous guy to be around, so people stay away from him or whatever.
Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know too much about the relationship.
Bro, he used to sell crack on the streets, bro.
Word, yeah. Yeah, Jehovah.
And now he got Blue Ivy.
Right. What was that whole thing about him? Like, was he cheating on her or something like that? I saw an interview where he was like
Yeah,
opening up about that. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
See, not even fucking Beyonce is outside of just of men want to fuck, you know. We like it. We want it. It's fun. It's good for us. It's good for our relationship too.
We like it. We want it. It's fun. It sounds like like an advert for like men. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, and it's honestly, your relationships are better off. Like, as crazy as that sounds, when you're not caged in, right? For one, you think about it less, right? You know, it's like saying it's like putting a little kid in front of like donuts and leaving the room and say, "Don't touch the donuts." Well, bitch, fuck you. I want a fucking donut.
Yeah. Now they want it even more, right? Because it's like they said don't have it, and the mind doesn't register don't or not or never. So the kid's just thinking about the image.
Have it, have it.
But yeah, men crave that freedom, and women crave that love. I don't feel that men necessarily. Do you feel that men necessarily fall in love in a sense, or is it more like a biological thing that?
I don't know. For me, it's more like I want to protect you. Like that's it.
Yeah,
I just want to
it's
fucking
different, right? Yeah, that.
protect you. You know, that's it. I just want you to be safe. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But dude, I wanted to
Yeah,
ask you. You fucking drank an egg.
yeah, a raw egg. Yeah,
Yeah, Arash. I saw Arash was doing it. You know, other students were doing it. Now you did it. So what's up with that?
yeah. Just going. It's like it's this raw diet that he's doing. He's doing raw meat, raw eggs. So I was just like, yeah. I was like, why not try it out? See, and like a rocky, like salami and stuff. Like raw meat, like
Oh,
that's not cooked in a sense. Yeah,
yeah. It's
ham or like
cured meats or something like that, right?
I don't know what it's called, but I think that's what it is. I'm not too sure what raw meat is. I think that's what he's referring to as raw meat.
Bro, cause when I think raw meat, I think like a big fat juicy steak filled with blood.
Right.
And I'm thinking, hell no.
No, it's like I think what it is. It's like how they have a meat tray,
Mhm.
like a meat platter that's like before a meal. I think that's what he's talking about, like salami or like meat that's not cooked in a sense.
Like hams and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't looked too much into that, and I'm not following the diet so much as I'm doing the beast protocol of the workouts. Um, so yeah, after doing the boot camp, there was like this military workout with demigod in the morning, and then there was this lots of things happening throughout the day. Um, a very massage type based yoga, as well as Yogi Chris did one, but then this guy named Green Dragon, who's also training with Joe actually. Um, they call him Green Dragon. His name is Joey Lundgreen, and then it's like it's starting to form into almost like a group. Like Beast Camp is like almost like how in game times they had like Planet Hollywood in a sense.
Dude, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like,
Yeah, so that's what I feel like this is turning into is like now what Arash wants people to do is everybody go off and do their own, beast camp somewhere in the world. Like, just go off and do it, like make it happen because it's clearly working for him, his structure. So, that's what led me to also start the Telegram group because I saw it working so well as a platform, like for getting people, engaged. And yeah, I'm really interested in like the whole process and the whole the business model even that he's following because it's really practical and it's really easy. It's like he has boot camps every month, right? the end of every month, and then around that time, and yeah, and then lines in every day, which is quite a commitment. It's like, damn, every day, even when he has a new girl come in or whatever, it's like he's still introducing her and stuff. And really, the thing that I like is like he's not scared of showing his life. At the beast camp, we call it, not boot camp. Yeah, he was showing that anybody can record any segment of this, like, if I'm taking a shit, if I'm doing this and whatever, like just go all out, like spread it, like I mean, obviously that's a joke, but it's like I like that form of openness because it builds trust in a community super fast, you know and there was this guy called Raul at the end of the beast campaign. He was sort of like, he's saying his superpower is empathy, and so he just was reading everybody's emotions. He was looking at people and being like, yeah, he's a genuine guy. Yeah, this guy seems like he's a future king or something. Like he just kept saying things, and it's cool.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
Yeah, that's me. I'm looking at Zoom right now, and I'm looking into his future, and whoa, whoa, was not expecting that. Damn, the future is saying that you're gonna be trans in the future. You're gonna transform into a fucking king, bro. You're gonna transition into a king.
Transition into a king. Bro, I saw this I saw this post the other day where it was like a trans version of, like, oh man, I have to find it. Yeah, keep talking. I'm just gonna find it. It's too funny.
Oh, everybody, I'm gonna tell you about the time when I was a little kid, and like my little brother was stuck in a there was a tornado coming. It was like a tornado. It wasn't a real tornado, but it was hella windy that day. But I say tornado just so you get the idea of how windy it was. And outside in the bouncy castle. The bouncy castle is on pavement. They didn't put it in the grass, right? So the castle, it blew up. It blew up like in the air. The wind blew it, up.
Mm.
And when that happened, like in that split moment right before it jumped up, I grabbed my brother. He was a baby. He was like 2 years old, right? And so I grabbed him, and I held him really tight, right? And the bouncy castles did like a freaking 360 in the air, right? It went like wee, right? But it was open top. It was an open top castle. It was actually one of those that have like punching bags and like.
I can't find it right now, but yeah.
So basically, I grabbed him, right? The thing flips.
Damn.
I land on the ground on my feet with my brother in my arms. That's for me. That was the cool part. And then the bouncy castle lands on a barbed wire fence. And it deflated, and we didn't have nothing else to jump on for my birthday party, so it was really upsetting. No, but it was cool to grab him and to like save him and to protect him, and I think that's so important, is the ability to protect those around you. And
yeah,
like Bruce Lee, they asked him, you probably heard this before. They're like, well, why do you talk about peace, but why are you training? Why are you fighting? He said, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a garden inside a war. And that's what I'm speaking about when I tell people that they gotta be more tough, and they gotta be aggressive. They have to own these aspects of themselves. It doesn't make you a fucking it doesn't make you like a narcissist. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you evil. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean you're afraid. It means you're trying to protect something that's important to you, right?
Yeah. And I think as a man, what you primarily are is a guardian of the light. the guardian of the yang energy, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's like you want to be that protector, that guardian in a sense, because like what does a father do? You know, he protects his children, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
it's that feeling of safety that you have around him, um, that you know that no shit's about to go down, you know, because I'm protected. And that's the quality I feel like is that protective quality. Um, and in a sense also like it's got to be in moderation as well, you know,
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
course,
It's got
like
to be calculated.
right.
You know, you don't go into full on attack mode. Like if someone's like arguing with you or whatever, right? First, you try to be the complete opposite, right? And be so centered, unmovable, right? But then if they continue to escalate, then you just fucking rapidly bounce. Rapidly, you fucking pounce like a fucking cheetah. That's it. That's law. That's law. This
Yeah,
the
you know,
country.
there was this story like in Lion's Den, you know, Nico, that one of the guys there, he's like his animal is the honey badger anyway, besides that point. But you know, he got into a fight almost in the gym because some guy looked at him. He's like a professional boxer, looked at him in a strange way and sort of like sniggered at him or like smirked at something like that because he thought he's wearing his Trump hat. That's why he did that. And so then he was like, bro, like if you ever do that to me again, he got into an argument and then that guy was with his boys, right? And this was happening in the gym and everyone like went against him in the gym, it almost felt like. And then, you know, he stepped out and he got in trouble with the gym management and stuff. And he was like, this guy's such a pussy. Like, why did he do this to me? Like, you know, and then he sent him a message the next day. Like, if you ever mess with me again, just keep your head down, you know,
What the fuck?
don't mess with me.
Did he have him on
And,
text or what, bro?
huh?
Did he have him on text?
He sent it to his Insta. I think he knew who he was in terms of his name or whatever. So, you know, and so I was just thinking about that, like how people, you know, call out what you stand for at times and they attack it. Like, you know, if you wear, let's say, a Trump hat, for instance, like someone's gonna treat you differently because of that. You know, it's like it's the same as someone wearing a burqa or whatever, you know, it's like you get treated differently because of the image that you're portraying, you know, in a sense. And it just reminds me a lot, like as a man, like you have to stand up for that. Like you're gonna wear whatever you're gonna wear, bro, you know, like no one should decide that for you, like what you're allowed to wear. Like I just feel that it's just natural for people to I also saw your sister had changed her picture to fuck Trump or whatever, her image.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not.
Did that happen after like discussion or something with you or?
No, no. It just happened. I don't know. Too manipulated. I try to show her the way, and I see the light entering into her mind, but the darkness is clearly winning that war.
Man, this after November, I feel like there's a huge shift coming. Whatever the result, there's just something's about to go down, you know.
Bro, bro, we're watching Lucifer, and like
Mm.
they're like in this episode, they this guy was like saying the world was like gonna go to shits, and you need to get prepared and whatnot. And my sister's like, "That's you," because I've been telling people that I'm like, "Yo,
Yeah.
November 1st, yo, everyone get your fucking pack up your fucking food, pack up your non-perishables, pack up a bunch of
That's true.
nuts, some fucking
Is
some."
that when it's happening, November 1st?
I believe that's when it's happening. My bad, November 3rd, because that's when the election is.
3rd. Yeah.
Like some around that time, it's like gonna go crazy, crazy. And some people are not believing me. A lot of people are in fucking denial about it. And they'll be like, "Oh, we'll see. It's gonna be too late to see it at that point." And they're like, "Bruh, you're gonna wish you fucking listened to me." I'm telling y'all, like, pack up some fucking stuff, like worldwide. It's just something that's gonna happen worldwide, you know. because
I feel something huge is gonna happen. Like maybe even like shutdown of internet. I'm thinking something that big. Like
it's gonna go in sprouts. It's gonna go like whoop, down,
yeah,
up, down, up, down. That's what's gonna happen.
or no. It's like, you know how they had burning books back in the day? I feel like there's gonna be burning of information. So like data centers or like just burning of anything online. Like there'll be like that's why I keep telling people to like save videos that they have and stuff. Um, like save all your videos. You know, we don't know what's about to go down. So, but yeah, in any case, you know, we're still a part of history in the making. So we got to step up. You know, we got to be the warriors, the true guerreros. You know.
Guerreros.
Guerreros, yeah. There's this guy called Jose in the group, and he calls himself a guerrero. He was saying that in a sense that, you know, we're not these, you know, taco eating, like, you know, like lazy people that the media portrays us. Like we're hardworking, we're full on, you know, we're warriors, we're guerreros. And he was like really passionate about it, man. And everybody in the group was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, and you know, there's also another guy in the group who's a Native
Was he talking about
American.
Mexicans?
Yeah, he's talking about
I don't
Mexico.
know. I don't know who's saying the Mexicans are lazy. I have absolutely.
Yeah, that's the complete opposite trope, right? I was
Yeah,
like,
who's saying that, man? This guy.
well, he was saying about his own family, how he's like, you know, I don't.
They're lazy.
His family has diabetes, and you know, he doesn't want to be a part of that. You know,
The diabetes chain.
he was using a specific word for the women, like, I forgot the word, bro. But it was like.
No.
Mantelos or something with M anyway, whatever. Like women who are, you know, very like they're supposed to not be like so masculinized or like very overly like non-feminine women. It's like a word for them.
Non-feminine?
Yeah. So like masculine women, like they're not supposed to be that. Mache. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Macho.
Something along. It wasn't like machismo or macho. It was like another word. But anyway, I forget. But yeah, there's this other guy called Chief something. They call him Chief Chief J, I think.
The Native American guy.
Yeah, man, and he was huge, and he's losing weight by the day, man. It's wild to see his transformation because he had this really like voice like this, and like now slowly when he talks, he's like, "What's up, motherfucker?" Like it's wild to see his transformation, man. Like all these people, like we have Miracle J in the group as well. He's also on VK's group. He basically got into a car accident. Not a car accident, sorry. A car ran him over, legit. So his arm doesn't work. And the side of his head is also like, you know, his whole arm and his leg, he's going through rehab and shit, and he's still doing like trying to do push-ups and stuff like in the group, and he's showing up, you know, and healing himself. And I'm like looking at it like, damn, like this is this hella inspiring. We also have him on the Flow Tribe. By the way, guys, if you want to join that tribe, like shoot me or Ivan a message, you know, and we'll add you to the Telegram group. And yeah, we'll let you know when there's a future episode, you know, when we're gonna shoot it. So if you guys want to ask any questions beforehand or anything like that, you know, you can ask it in that group. But you just gotta go to Telegram and type in Flow State Jedis, and then you'll find it. But yeah.
Yeah, this is a good time to end.
Yeah. Word up.
Hobies. Fucking eat your vegetables. I don't want you walking around without eating vegetables, alright? Drink your water and
fruits too, fruits.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Stay legendary.
I'll see you later, homie.
Peace, brother.